do not know.
Hello!
Hello, everybody.
Let's make sure. Happy Friday, everybody. I know this is a lot of people's first full week back from vacation and kind of taking some extra downtime. Maybe not a lot of downtime, but there I am. Just full week back, and you made it to Friday, so congrats. That's a little victory within itself. But today we are doing our form makeover. It's a hot seat. There's so many words in that title that I don't say them all.
Hot seat makeover. I think we change them every time. I've seen hot seat form makeover. This is how we feel today.
Yep.
Today it's a form hot seat makeover.
Yep. This is a hot seat. But it's where we get forms that are submitted to us, and we go ahead and make them over. So if you feel like maybe it's a little bland, or your clients are having a little trouble with something, or you feel like it's not on brand, or whatever it may be, Becca and I go in and we kind of just see how we can try and improve it. Sometimes you just need an extra set of eyes. So
yeah,
that's what we do.
Whereas these lives are really fun to do, and we like doing your forms, and you can submit your forms for them to be made over. We included the link in here. Mm-hmm. The point of these lives is to give you the tools and a few tips on how to do these things yourself.
Yeah.
So that you don't need us to have to go into your forms and to have to redo them. So we just give you little tidbits and tips and tricks along the way, seeing the before of the form and the after. Because most likely if you're struggling with the same thing, it will be helpful and you can implement these things. So our goal is to get you to do these on your own. But if you do need to, you're at a loss and you need some help, they are randomly picked. So just submit in the link up above, and we do these every other Friday. So not next Friday, but the Friday after. And hopefully we can choose your form for the next one. So we love seeing fresh submissions in there.
Yeah,
and
we always get excited.
Yes, and if you do submit, please be as specific as possible on what you need done in your form. Just saying, I need to make it prettier. Most likely we're not going to choose that form if we see it and it's like one of the ones that's chosen, because we just can't make your form prettier. What's prettier to you? We don't know. So it's always different, but we always go off of your brand. So if you give us specific concrete things that we can fix, such as clients are having a hard time filling it out, or I feel like it doesn't represent my brand very well. I want to emulate this, but my form is giving off this. Stuff like that we'd love to see, and we like specifics.
We truly do. And just so you know, if you want more inspo and you didn't know we did these, or you just haven't looked at any of the old ones, we do have in the topics, it's on the right side of the Facebook community, there's little topic things. If you click on those, there's a bunch of form makeovers that we do, and you can go through and kind of see what we've done in the past. So that's available to you at whenever you need as well.
That's right.
Shall we dive in?
Let's dive in.
All right.
So the first one we have is Melanie, and let me get to it. Melanie is a photographer, and she had a proposal that she wanted me to make over. So this is the one that I did. For Melanie, her things on this is she wanted things to be very simple on her proposal. So this is the before. She wanted things to be very simple on her proposal, but she felt that it was a little too simple and a little too bland, which is totally okay. Those are some great things to say, that your form is a little too simple, too bland. So that's why we picked this, because we did feel like it was a little washed over, a little all white. You kind of didn't have any anchor points as you're going through for your eye to settle on, rest, and then digest that rest of the information. So this is the before on this proposal.
Has gorgeous stuff.
Oh gosh, yeah.
On her site.
I had so much fun looking through. So I wanted
that
to.
Little girl's so cute.
I love this picture. So here, let me go to the after. I wanted to, in the after. Is that mine? Yep. So as you can see here at the top on the after, I kept it the same. What I did remove was there was a line. I felt like there was one too many of those divider lines within the after portion, within the before portion. So I removed a few lines, kept this all the same though. I removed another line down here, but I also accentuated the package titles. I made the package itself bigger, so I know that there's package 1, 2, 3. And I also bolded the price. So your eye goes from package title and then goes right to the bolded amount, and then you can go back up and skim through what's actually in the package. I feel like that's what we naturally do when we're shopping is what is it? What's the price? Okay, now let me read about it once I know that information. So I did that. She also had another line here in the before, and there wasn't much showcasing of her photos. There was only one photo on there, and since I love her photos, it's a great continuation of her website to put photos on her proposal. So I just did that, and it's a picture of a family. In case you have family member add-ons that exceed the 5 that are included, they can do add-ons here with the little quantity box. But it just felt like it was a nice, easy place to then do the shopping cart portion of the proposal. Didn't change too much here on this section besides putting these in columns. Before, it was all one long thing with very simple and basic information. I like to put first name, last name, email, phone number in columns like that. If you're asking a lot of questions, a lot of detailed questions and putting them in columns, I don't necessarily recommend that, since it kind of can look overwhelming if you have like a whole bunch of like random information and stuff you're requiring from your clients in 2 columns. But if it's very simple, basic questions that you're asking your clients, that's when I suggest putting in columns, because it's easier to digest that way instead of it being in one long line. So that's what I did here, just to condense it a little bit. Again, I made this title bigger. I put this in a column with another beautiful photo here on the side, which just makes your mind a little at ease as you're going through, because it's fun, it's pretty to fill out.
It also goes with it.
It does, yeah. And then, again, I accentuated the session details, didn't change much here. And at the very end, this is where, I think this is a photo of you. It was on your About Me. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. But it was on your website under the About Me section of your page. But if it's not, you can just put a photo of you there. I like to add a personal touch to proposals. If you are adding a note at the end or a note at the beginning, add a picture of yourself, just so it's a little bit more personable. I put it in a little circle format. I feel that, especially if all the other pictures on your proposal are square, it just kind of focuses in on the fact that that's you and not a photo of some random person. Yeah. So I like to add pictures of you just so that people get to know their photographer or the person that they're working with, if you're a different business, before they click submit on the proposal. So that's what I did for Melanie's. Yeah, and those are just some actionable tips that you can put into place as well, using columns, utilize. Biz and I always say, add pictures to your proposals. Yes. So it's a lot of fun to just, Melanie's in here. Yay! Yay, I'm glad you made it.
Yay, I think that a lot of the time proposals are a version of shopping, for the customer anyway, and it's always nice to have them see what could be what they're buying. And so just having a bunch of questions in text is good because it's informative, but along through it, it's always nice to have pictures to kind of even just distract your eye for a second and break things up.
Yeah, it makes people forget that they're shopping and just enjoy it a little bit more.
Yeah.
So Lily asked, how do I get the package to be mapped when I use the checkbox feature? I think, if I'm understanding correctly, is how to use the checkbox feature for your packages instead of the select button. What you can do for that, and I'm not gonna save it. I'm just gonna go and show you really quickly before we move on to Biz's form. But in the package itself, you can just delete that select button and use the package large checkbox or the small checkbox. So just remove that select field button right there and input the large or the small checkbox so that they can check it off instead of doing the select button.
And since it's already, you're doing that within that package, it will automatically map it.
Yes. This is because I use this package element. These are already packages right there, but it's in this package element that you add to your proposal.
Right. You can't do it with just a regular checkbox
Correct.
element. It has to be within the package.
Yep. Alrighty, Daddy.
Alrighty.
Let's go to your before. Let me adjust screens here. So this is Biz's form that she worked on.
So I worked on Tori's, and it's a style questionnaire. And so she kind of wants to get I'll go through it, but she wants to get kind of a gut reactions on whether you like something or you don't like something for your website. So
she's a website designer?
Yeah. She does consulting for it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like your business style and then your fonts and all of this and that. So you kind of go through it all and you would check through here, yes or no throughout, whether it's you're feeling it or you're not feeling it. And I like that it's like a gut reaction, right? Like immediately, do you like this? Yes or no, and keep going. So she has a lot of options, and it just keeps going. These kind of fonts, those kind of fonts, everything, all the way through. And I like that she gives examples, but what she was saying is that it's a lot of her clients are saying it's a lot. It's a little bit overwhelming. It's just, it's all there, and, you know, it's a lot for you to be like, yes, yes,
I think it's just because the websites have so much going on themselves, and then put on the page with kind of no border.
Right.
It's a little overwhelming.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then you just go into the rest of the questions. Pretty basic questions. But yeah. So that's the before. So our goal here was to get it so that it was a little less overwhelming and a little easier to kind of fill through. So we'll go back
to the after.
Yeah, can you back to the after?
All right, so the after, it's going to show mine first, but then we'll switch over. All right. And here.
Oh, we got through the
Close
bottom.
your eyes. Okay, here's the after.
I noticed the top I kind of kept the same. There's not a whole bunch of a difference there. The fonts might have switched a little bit, and I spaced things out a little different to kind of give you a little more breathing room, a little more white space. But something I noticed on her website, which I loved, is that she has options in, like, the screen is in a laptop. And so that, like, creates this border and puts you in the situation where you're like, this is what my stuff could look like on someone's computer. And I loved that. I love when you put your clients in the possible situation that it can come back to for her or for you.
The mock-ups are really nice. Yeah.
They are. And so, Tori, I will say I reused a lot of yours. I'll show you what I did in a second. You can see I took from her website the options. Now, these are not the options that are in, like, the fonts are not in there. These are placeholders for you to add in. But it really opened up some space and made me feel like you have a second to, like, look and be like, nope, that's not what I want. Yep, and you can breathe through it. I reused all the ones on your website, so it will take a second to have to go back and check them out. But it just really, I spaced them out and made it, even though it's still long, it spaced it out and gave you that ability to breathe and see what you're looking at and imagine it for yourself. So that was basically what I did in regards to separating it.
Yeah, it just allows you to focus on that particular one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how you did these, if you did them in Photoshop or if whatever it might have been. But what you can do is take the ones that you already have on your current proposal, on the before. And if you use Canva, they have a little laptop icon, and it's the cutest little laptop. And you can just drag these photos into that laptop, and then you can save them and load these in as photos.
Yeah.
It's not going to be as overwhelming as you think it could be, but
if you already, she said she already had some loaded up, but if you already did that, it might be easier to just put it in. Yeah.
However it makes you,
Yep.
however easy it is for you, go for it. But we just felt that it really, like, softened it and made you focus on what you need to focus on. Then we got down to the bottom, and
you changed the font here, I noticed. It looks breathable.
I tried to add some white space just so that, because it was so heavy at the top, that you kind of feel a little lighter at the bottom. And so it was mostly spacing and font that changed down there. And then at the very bottom, like Becca did in the first one, we added her face. Just makes you feel home, I guess. So that's Tori's, and it will require a little work on your end, Tori, but I think it will make a difference in the long run on just how your clients feel filling that out. Because since everything is required, they do have to go through and check everything, yes or no, or if I love this or not. And so hopefully that will give you the results that you're looking for with this form.
Yeah. I really like it. And overall, before, it was organized nicely. It just needed a few more spaces between things. So even for other people watching, if your forms, you feel like, okay, it's formatted great. I don't know how else I can format it. Changing just a few things, as in adding a little bit more white space, maybe making the font less overwhelming if you're trying to like make it pop and you're bolding your fonts too much and having them too large. Allow for breathing room and allow for some white space, and that can change things dramatically. And it's always good when you're designing forms to design it and then take a step back and then redesign it. We always do that when we do these form makeovers. Is we design the form, we go to lunch, then we come back, and then we redo the form again.
We make sure our first draft is what we actually want. And I think taking that step back is really important over time.
So, if you want to submit to our form makeover, we have the link up above in the description of the video, so you can submit your form makeover there. Just submit your ugly or before form, whatever it is. Submit it to us. Give us some concrete details of what you want changed, what is problematic on the form. Biz and I can go in and do it. This is just a fun service that we do, but when we do the lives, we hope to provide you with the tools so that you can do it yourself if your form wasn't chosen. So we do these every other Friday, so the next one will be in 2 weeks. Next Friday, we're going to be doing an FAQ. We just like coming in here, answering any questions that you might have, whether it be about Dubsado related things or just personal things. Just this is where we get to know you, is in those Q&As on the alternating Fridays of the form makeover.
So we're in here, or at least try to be in here every Friday. And then Cameron is also in here every Thursday. So if you have any questions, write them down if they can wait till next Friday. If not, we're always available via chat or phone call or email, anything. So never hesitate to reach out.
And you two lucky form makeovers for this week. Your form should be in your account by the end of the day. So you will get the after if you want to just take it and then do some additional edits with it or not use it at all or whatever you need to do with it. You'll have that copy in your account by the end of the day. So thank you guys so much for submitting. Thank you for watching. Any questions, put it in the comments, email, chat us, whatever you need to do. We're here for you. Thank you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend.
And a great week next week too.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.